Hello beautiful people, welcome to Global Happenings today. The essence of this video from Babangida, it's expository, is mind-blowing. In fact, it gives us an insight to what has been happening in the inner circles of politicians that is not made public. He decided to make it open. I just hope that we have not lost the best chance of not making Nigeria great just due to ethnicity, bigotry and corruption. Right now, the Northerners are beginning to speak up on what transpired in the past and what may likely be the fate of Nigerians. I pray God that He should do the miraculous. Before we go to the news properly, I'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see a bell notification icon, please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Quickly, let's go through the excerpt of the interview he had. Well, the former governor of Niger State, Babangida Aliyu, shared his thoughts with Aisha Wakoso on the zoning of the president, insecurity in the country and other issues. They asked him a question. As a former governor, what will you say were some of your legacies in Niger State? He said, I have set a standard for any governor to be judged in terms of what he has done or what he has not done. We mobilize the people to appreciate what governance is all about, particularly by creating the fourth tier of government. They asked him a question. You once described Vice President Yemi Osinbajo as the best candidate for APC. Some think as a PDP chieftain, you were unduly meddling into ruling party's affairs. What would you say about that? He answered, I'm a Nigerian and every Nigerian should be interested in who leads the country. We have seen where in a situation of coup d'etat, we had no much to say in such situations. But now that we are in democracy, every Nigerian should be able to know what kind of person that leads us. More so, when it is said that people get the kind of government they deserve, meaning if you are bad people, there's no way you can produce good government or good leaders. Therefore, my interest is that whether it is PDP or APC, let good people be recognized and be the ones elected into offices. A situation where our system has made it almost impossible for good people to present themselves for election. Only those who have declared for one party are entitled is not good. There is room for independent candidate because of the nature of the people in the country or in the party. We don't sit to say, look, what kind of qualities are we looking for in governance? We need to appreciate why is it that today, over 50 years after assassinations of our leaders, we still remember them more. Why is that so? It is simply because they have shown some credible integrity. They have shown the qualities of good governance we require today. For me, it is not a question of who of you in a party. You must not talk about the other party. And in a situation where everyone thinks he must be president of the country, it is not right. Then I asked him, you also said recently that PDP has zoned the presidency to the north, only for your party to deny your claim. What is your take on this? As far as I know, there was never a meeting to say there has been zoned to any particular place. If some people feel that by zoning the chairmanship to the north will automatically mean that the presidential candidate must automatically come from the south, this has now been blotted by saying anyone from any corner of the country can now contest. Then I asked him a question. Insecurity has been a major challenge in the north. Some local government areas in Niger State have been taken over by terrorists. How do you think this challenge can become a thing of the past? Now, this is the most interesting part. Hear his response. It is really unfortunate that we have allowed the situation to reach this level. And let me say again, I don't want to be misconstrued as being in that group. This is a cumulative idea. This is a cumulative issue. When Boko Haram started and Umar Musa Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan's government started doing something about it, it fell on former President Jonathan to carry on. Many Northerners misconstrued Jonathan's position at that time, and for political purposes, they threw many arguments that made it impossible for the proper articulation and proper implementation of policies that would have gotten rid of Boko Haram, and now we still have them till today. The banditry that many of us thought was impossible to happen. I am yet to hear from anybody about the statement credited to Kawu Baraji, our former PDP national chairman in Kwara State, when he stated that they brought the bandits or Fulani from other places. I think because, okay, I take that again. So I think based on the thinking that probably former President Jonathan wouldn't have handed over power even if they had won. But he handed over. He congratulated them even before the conclusion proper counting of the vote, which then took away whatever purposes of bringing those people would have served. And I would have thought that if that is true, then those who brought them in would have compensated them to go back to where they came from. I believe if the governors had really done a lot from 2015 to date, we would have gotten rid of the banditry by today. It is unfortunate that you probably have to be praying when you leave Abuja for Kaduna or Kaduna to Abuja, or indeed, particularly in the northern states. Any road that you follow, you probably need a lot of prayers. And this is contrary to the position before, where many of us were driving from one place to another, used to sleep in the daytime so we can drive at night when there will be less traffic, less noise. Now, even in the daytime, you can't drive freely and comfortably. So, I believe that the first port of call for fighting insecurity is the governors. Maybe you heard me in Kano when I was saying, could one be greater than 19? Because at one time, even though the circumstances were different, we had one man for 19 states. And now, we have 19 governors, and still, we have more problems than we did the last time. We need to look at how our people are really enjoying their lives and unemployment. Before, we used to beg parents to allow them take their wards to school. Now they have allowed them to go to school. Many of them have been uprooted from their local culture. Many of them are farmers, and now they can't go back to their farms. They have had their degrees or whatever courses they have gone for, and now unemployment is facing them for 5 years, 6 years, and thereafter. We are not thinking of any innovation to engage them. Some communities now pay levies to bandits who have now been tagged terrorists. Is this not a sign that government has failed in the area of securing the lives of the people and their freedom, he asked. And this is quite a very strong statement. You have heard this is coming from the former governor of Niger State, Babangida, and he nailed it up, according to him, that in those days where we have regional governors where one person was in charge of the 19 states on the level of federalism, true federalism and regionalization. Now it has been broken down to each state, each governor, which is about 19 governors. And it looks as if it is worse now than it was before. He talked about, remembering the heroes past. Now, the heroes are more cherished and recognized and more valid now, more valid in history now, simply because of their integrity compared to the level of governance to what we are having now. They are truly heroes. And it looks like Nigerians will keep remembering history back to back because of where we are today. You've heard all